in the bank. There's nothing left. And when you go to raise money, everybody says, I don't understand, the Rubashkins, they're in business for so long, they're rich people, where's the money? Every dime that he had, he gave away. He lived in a simple prefab home at the end of an unpaved street. He gave money to everybody in town, without cheshbonos. During the trial, they tried to present him as being a bad guy. They did a good job. But a couple times the truth came out. One of them was when Judy testified that she saw Shalom giving an envelope of cash to a worker. And the insinuation was that the money was so that she should do funny stuff with the papers. But at the end, the witness had to admit that the money was because that woman's son was killed by Elena in an accident. He was a teenager in Iowa. And she didn't have money for the funeral. So Shalom Aleichem paid for the funeral. She also admitted under further cross-examination that not only did he pay for the funeral, he also paid for the matzeva. This is the chesed that Shalom Aleichem ben Rivka did for people who the government accuses him of taking advantage of not even paying their minimum wage. He was paying for their expenses. And when this lady later on got sick and she wanted to go into a hospice and she couldn't afford it, Shalom Aleichem paid for the hospice. You can imagine what he did for Elach Yidden. Like Hirzik Tivusa L'Nafshe. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave him money, and he saw the money as a pikadon to use to help other people. Er hat sich nicht groß gemacht. Er hat nicht groß geführt. It's a lesson for us to know that such people exist among us and that we could also be that way. I started my relationship with Shalom Aleichem 2 years ago. After the raid, I went to see the plant. The press, the same press which today, as Chaim David said, the Heilige New York Times, which can't even admit that 37,411 people signed the petition for him. They had to say it was 16,000 on a Jewish site, of course, minimize everything. They were writing about what type of terrible plant, animal farm conditions, a Jew taking advantage of people that can't fight for themselves. And I saw it wasn't true, as did the people who went to the plant. Saw what kind of nice people they were. Modern, clean, efficient plant, happy, satisfied workers, paid on time, plus overtime. And in my mind, the government's case started unraveling before it even began. And I adopted his cause. When he went to jail, his brother Yossi asked me a toiva I should learn with him. So we settled on learning something neutral. Chayvus hava v'shar bitachon. Shalom Aleichem today is one of the living experts in Chayvus hava v'shar bitachon. Shalom Aleichem, I told him that when he gets out, he's going to become a mashgiach, a mashpia, and he's going to go around giving shmuzin and bitachon. Because he hasn't lost one drop of bitachon from the day he went in until today. No shar bitachon inside out. In jail, they look at him very strangely. They don't know what to make of him. He doesn't watch television. He doesn't eat in the cafeteria. He hasn't had a warm meal in 6 months. They barely give him grape juice for Kiddush and Havdalah. And they're very disturbed at what this man does all day. He reads, he learns, he studies, he davens. They come to take away his talus because it's dangerous. What takes you so long? One day they came, he says they made an aksia in his room. They decided that he probably has too many books, and they found that he did. He has above the quota. So they went through the little cubby and they turned everything upside down looking for books. He has a chumash, a Gemara, Tanya, right? They took away his yated, they took away other things. Everything they saw, they took away. And he was smiling. He told me and I was smiling the whole time. Because when they came in, I was on my bed. I was learning Chayvus Halvavus. They told me to stand up. I stood up and the Chayvus Halvavus stayed on my bed. And they looked in every corner of the room. And the Chayvus Halvavus stayed on the bed. They didn't see it. And when they left, I had my Chayvus Halvavus. I knew HaKadosh Baruch Hu was smiling on me. That's the Yid that we're davening for. That's the Yid that learns and lives with bitachon. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu makes nisim for him. Different types of nisim than we're used to. The Blipper knows that there was a lawyer who was paid very handsomely, but he was owed $30,000. And he said he's not coming to the sentencing unless he gets the $30,000. And we did not have where to get the $30,000 from. And on Shabbos, my mailbox was packed, stuffed. My kids spent over an hour opening the envelopes. And it's true. It added up to $30,000. We called the Blipper and Shalom Art's kids and said you could call the lawyer and tell him you shouldn't cancel his plans. He's going to have his money. Is that not someone that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is pulling for? Is that not someone that we have to daven for? He's a regular, plain, pashta, ehrliche Yid, like me and you. And what's happening to him can happen to anyone. There's no guarantee. We don't condone law breaking. We don't condone lying. We don't condone fraud. I don't believe that Shalom Aleichem ever defrauded anyone of a penny. And our tefillah is that justice should prevail. Our tefillah is that this Malchus Shel Chesed, in which 7 former attorneys general, not all of them known for their love to our people, said this is scandalous, this cannot stand. Our tefillah is that HaKadosh Baruch Hu should hear our tefillahs, and Shalom Aleichem didn't have a fair trial, but he should have a fair sentence. So Malchus' son called me before when Chatzko was trying to reach me and I wasn't answering. Getzel was telling me about the day, how it went. And his kids were crying in the background. He was trying to make me feel good that I didn't go, so I finally said, Getzel, your kids are crying. Getzel, take care of your kids and then you worry about taking care of me. And Getzel said, okay. And he hung up, went to take care of his children. And I said to myself, Rebbeinu Shalom, your children are crying. Your children are begging for Shalom Aleichem ben Rivka. Please, hear our tefillahs. Take care of Shalom Aleichem ben Rivka. Take care of us. Take care of all of us. Get us out of the gullahs. And then take care of everything else. May HaKadosh Baruch Hu hear our tefillahs. May we be zeicher to the Gula Shlem v'amitzis b'meher b'yameinu. Amen.